everybody, Shane Simpson back here with your Guitar at Work. This is the solo section as promised for the song Society by Eddie Vedder from the soundtrack Into the Wild. It's a beautiful solo played on a nylon string. I'm playing it on a steel string, as you can see. I have the capo on the 2nd fret. That guy, remember the studio version, he's using a capo on the 2nd fret. A lot of the live stuff, he's not using a capo. So the tab, go grab these sheets here from patreon.com/guitaratwork. Here's the tab for the solo. You'll follow along a whole lot easier. So that sheet, we're going to pretend we don't have a capo on. So when you see a 7, it's physically the 7th fret, not the 7th fret from the capo. That's just to accommodate the time people that are listening to other versions that have no capo on. So treat it like a 7 as if you don't have a capo on, for instance. Hey, we are coming from, and thanks for coming back. This a lot of fun to do this. A lot of requests for this song as well. And remember, thank you for subscribing and all your comments and suggestions. They really, really do help here. And hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. We are looking, again, you've got your sheets in front of you. We're looking at the 7th fret here, but I'm going to back it up and say what scale this is coming from. Most of it, 99% of it, is coming from the B as in Bob, B pentatonic minor scale. That's this guy right here. Get a close up of that. You should know this scale so you're not just looking at numbers and you have some idea of how it all fits into the system. Here is the 7th fret of the low E. This is not on your sheet just yet, but 7, and then pinky's going to 10. You may find that a bit of a stretch. And then 7 here on the A string, 9 here on the A string, 7 on the D, 9 on the D, 7 on the G, 9 on the G, 7 on the B, 10 on the B, and then 7 on the high E and 10 on the high E. And what goes up must come down. It's this guy. That's one of the first scales we all learn typically as guitar players. You'll see that written as box 1, B pentatonic minor. Now, there is another note in there you're going to find later in the solo. He's going to be playing the 8th fret of the B string. That's coming from something called the natural minor scale. Without bogging us down here, remember the pentatonic minor scale, that guy there, is a short form of a larger scale called the natural minor scale. It's only, hey, it's one note, who cares? Just dig in, play it as written there. We start out with a hammer. You'll see a little slur indicator connecting the 7 and 9 with a little H over top. So I'm going to hammer. I'm going to pick the 7th fret and hammer on to 9 there. Again, followed immediately by a 7 on the G string there. Again, so that would be 7 to 9, hammered. And then a little bit of spacing there to try to give you some sense of the phrasing. And we got a 7, 7, 9, 9. So we'll back it up. Here's the first bar. 7, 7, 9, 9. Now another hammer here on the G string, 7 to 9, followed by the 7 on the B string. Here's that first bar slowly. Remember, you may have to stop tape every bar to try to get this going. I think you'll find you quickly memorize it though, but you may not be able to swallow it all in one shot. So here's 7 to 9 hammered, bar 1. 7, 7, and hammer 7 to 9, followed by that 7. Now the bar lines that I've drawn are not physical or musical bar lines. Those are just sort of complete thoughts where he sort of takes a breath before the next phrase. So here, bar 1 again. And, okay, second bar, we're going to go 7 on the G string, 7 on the B string. Now when you play something like that on adjacent strings, you don't want to do this. You don't want to go, because you're going to hear that stop it. You're going to get that staccato effect. You don't want that there. So we end up playing the 7 and then bust that first knuckle down. As awful as that sounds, bust her down. And if you get it right, you will not hear the end of the first note before that second note comes in. We don't want to play them at the same time. We don't want to hold that guy, because then it becomes an interval, just ringing together, unless you're going for that for effect, which he does not. So 7, 7, and here's 10 with the pinky, still within the scale. He's going to play that 10 again, and now you'll see a 10 and 12 with an SL written over top with a slide indicator. So I'm going to slide from 10 to 12, like that. So let me go back to the beginning of the second bar. 7, 7, 10, hit that 10 again, and then hit him again to slide, to give you the momentum to slide. And then play the 12 again when you're there, and then back that pinky goes to 10. I've written some 4s there that are circled. That's a left-hand finger. That's your 4th finger, your pinky in this case. Here's the second bar again, 7, 7, 10, and then 10 again, and then 10 again. As you slide, 12 again, and back to the 10. So again. Okay, bar 3 in this case now. Bar 7. 7, same with that adjacent thing. Now here's your middle finger on the 8th fret. Again, 3rd bar again, 7. 7. Middle finger going to 8. That fingering makes sense, I'll bet. Couple of 8s in a row. Back to 7. And then 9 on the G string. Okay, so that bar. Okay, next bar, bar 4 here coming up. Stop tape if you need to, for sure. Here's 7 again on the G string. 9 on the G string. 7 on the B. A couple of 7s on the B. And then 9 on the G, 7 on the G. And it comes to rest here on the 9th fret of that D string. Here's bar 4 again, slowly. Okay, heading to bar 5. We're moving quickly through this, so stop tape for sure. Here's a hammer, just like we started the song here, or the solo. 7 to 9 hammered. 7 on the G string. 7 again. Now this little B and R means bend and release, so it's a small bend. I'm going to go to the 9th fret here, 9th fret of the G string, and bend them slightly, like that. And it's just a small bend. It's not a half step bend, or excuse me, it's not a full step bend. You're just basically going to what would be called the blue note. Like that guy, but he bends it. So I think I'll tug downward on this guy on the steel string. It's tough to bend on a steel for sure. So that bend again is 9. Bend and release. So bend, and then go back to the natural note on the 9th fret there. So that bar, we're in bar 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 5. Hammer 7 to 9. 7 again. Here's a bend and release. And then pair of 9s. 7, 9 on the D. In time. Go, and now we're heading to the bar 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 6 here. Here's the 8th fret of the B string. Lots of 8s there. So again, that would be 8 on the B string. Okay, there. P means pull off. Your hammer, pulling off the 8th fret to the 7th. And if you haven't done that before, you definitely want your first finger in there on the 7th fret, ready to catch that pull off. Just kind of snap it down toward the floor. At first, it may not be as loud as you want. Snap it down toward the floor. It's like a fake pick stroke. Okay, and then here's your 7s on the last line here. 7, 7 on the B string. G, 9th fret. 7. There we go. And that's the last line. And the very last bar, 9. Bend and release. 7. There we go. Okay, so let me go through it very, very slowly, the whole thing. And I know that was a lot in there for sure. Really good idea is put it on, if you're listening to the recording, try to loop that chorus section so you just really get it in your ear and you won't wonder what the phrasing is about. These numbers on a page do not leap out at you musically, so make sure that you really have a good idea how it sounds so you know where to linger or where to hold and where to go quickly, all that. Here it is slowly from the top in real time. 3, 4. Big pause. Bar 2. Next line. Next line. Next bar. Last line. There we go. And underneath you, if you've got those song sheets from the previous video, how to play this song, you're going to see the chords that support that. absolutely sort of fat-free solo. There's no gratuitous technique or violence in there. It's really a beautiful and very memorable solo. Tough to do, and it's a real tip of the hat to the soloist for capturing the melody in there and having his own take on it for sure. Hey, so maybe it's difficult to get a solo like that off of a YouTube video, but I hope you've had some fun with it and go after it for sure. Thank you again for coming back, and look for a play-along video for this one as well as many others coming your way. We'll do it at medium speed and then at full speed. I think you've probably done that with me before. So thanks for coming back. Thanks for subscribing, and a thumbs up really does help me out on this end. Always happy to do these videos, and thank you for the comments, suggestions, and keep them coming. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now. Hey, yo.